close watchers and even some members of your party, they think that you're cherry-picking those to penalize when you talk about anti-party activities, going by what we saw in the last election, where even the minister of the FCT seemed to be untouchable. So why Damagun while others are sitting pretty still within the PDP?
Well, the act of betrayal that the FCT minister has been carrying against the party for the last 1 year was possible because he had a national chairman, an acting national chairman, and secretary, and some few others who have been politically compromised. In short, they are like PA and agents of the minister who is working in an APC government. They take instruction from. That is why it was so difficult. You can imagine for the national chairman of the party to go as far as handing, there was a court order for them not to do a state congress in Rivers. But he went ahead and did that state congress. And the supporters of the FCT minister were dashed the structures of the party. And these are people who have already pledged their allegiance to the APC agenda of winning in 2027. So it's so painful that a national chairman sits in a meeting, encourages people who have vowed that their party cannot win an election at the next general election. And in return, they are not keeping him in office with all those expected applications flying from one court or the other. And again, you need to understand, what are we fighting over? Article 45 said, if there is a vacancy, the deputy chairman emerges. And then there will be a NEC meeting under Article 47, which mandate, shall is the word there, appoint an acting chairman from the zone or area where the former occupant originated. Now, all of a sudden, people are now going to court looking for an injunction that will not say a deputy national chairman can contribute to be a national chairman till 2025, 2026. So these are the things that have brought us to this point.
Yeah, before we even get to all of that, exactly where and who were the people who came together and sat as, is it an NWC or
the National Working Committee,
to decide that Damagun and the others should be removed?
Now, if you go to NWC today, the only people or the arrowheads of this, what they call PDP, APC, mixing PDP and APC interests together,
APC, like
whatever they call it, is Damagun, the national secretary, the national organizing secretary. These are the three main kingpin, with one or two others. The majority of the members. I want to believe
that Damagun was at the meeting where he was suspended.
Of course. The party had a normal National Working Committee meeting. And remember, under Article 29, even if he refuses to summon a meeting, 2/3 of majority of members of the NWC will get the meeting convened, going by the provision. So these people have over 7 members. That's why they're in majority. Have you seen anybody come to speak for Damagun? That's why they are appointing somebody, the deputy public secretary and the deputy national legal advisor. On what authority is he doing that? He has been removed. It was because after his removal that he now went to do the counter-attack of saying he's suspending the public secretary and the legal advisor. And it's important to understand why is he targeting the public secretary and the legal advisor. Wow. The public secretary issued a statement, if you remember, that the local government election was held in Rivers State. Remember? Yeah. That the pro-Wike element never liked. The legal advisor was one who filed the process in court to discontinue that case that would have seen the pro-Wike group acquire legitimacy to continue their futile attempt to impeach the governor. So that is why the pro-Wike group led by Damagun targeted those two. But it was already belated because at that moment he was doing that, he has been suspended from the party and Yayare Ahmed Mohammed has already been appointed. By next week, you will see them at their NWC meeting and you see the total number of NWC members that are solidly behind.
So you say the Federal High Court ruling asking, quashing the suspension of Damagun came late.
He didn't quash anything. They went to court in their usual way of suing themselves and was looking for an injunction to stop the Damagun party from holding an equity to appoint an acting chairman. But what happened today and yesterday was a case of anti-party. It's not a life immunity that if you get a court order, you will never be questioned for any act of anti-party in the party. So there was a grave allegation of anti-party which was brought before the NWC, and the NWC suspended him. That is different from the order he later got after that suspension had been carried. So what he should do, if he disagrees with the members of the decision of majority of NWC members, he can now file an action in court seeking to quash the NWC meeting where he was suspended from the party. So you can't say there's a general order somewhere that acted as if you know what will happen in the future.
It looks like this idea of anti-party activities has become a general or some kind of generic term. But politicians today, Nigerians are looking with a lot of shock as to how, you all have redefined party politics, where a politician is in party A, but he's influencing, his activities in party B and party C. In the case of Rivers State, for example, you've been a frontline, stakeholder or participant, if you like, both in the process of the local government elections and the outcome. What exactly is going on?
It's a very
because
simple
Nigerians
process.
seem to be confused.
The PDP was waiting and excited about participating in the local government elections. The same thing I'm telling you about. Damagu allow the PDP structure as recognized and agreed at the NEC meeting that those who were the occupant of that office before the expiration should emerge as caretaker. And then since there was a court order, those people are still in office. They continue to act pending the conduct of a substantive World Congress and LUG and State Congress in Rivers State. But you went in the night and said there was an expert order that nobody saw, and allowed pro-Wike members who are APC members and appointed them as members of the party. So what you were expecting, were you expecting them to hand over the structure to those APC members? And more importantly, because of the court order that did not recognize that purported Congress, PDP decided not to participate in that election, especially the pro-Wike group, thereby denying our party the opportunity to participate in the election, because Damagu is recognizing those impostors, and those impostors have said they cannot participate. They were the cause of the problem. They didn't allow us. That's why the governor said that he's the biggest loser, because the party was not allowed to participate.
So, Representative Ugochinyere, in all of this, you're fighting for the life of the PDP. Help us, where are the elders of the PDP, former presidents, former senators, former lawmakers, and even the Board of Trustees in all of this?
It's very painful, first of all, that those who have benefited from PDP at this trying moment, that party is struggling to come up from the hood of a group of people who doesn't have the interest of the party at heart, are keeping silent. Some are keeping silent maybe because they have benefited from the actors in the past. Some are keeping silent because they don't want to be dated with, because what is happening is a low game. It's something that is played by thoughts. Because what are we fighting over? Against ourselves, against our own party. So most elders feel that these people who are running this show are shameless, so they don't want to get involved. But we thank God that the courageous members of the NWC have stepped forward and that the BOT have called for a ceasefire. But it goes beyond calling for a ceasefire. We know who is the problem. We know those who are the problem.
Who is the problem?
Of course. The problem is very simple. It is the pro-Wike group, where you have Wike, where you have Governor Caleb of Plateau, where you have Governor Makinda of Oyo, where you have Governor Fintiri of Adamawa State, where you have Damagu, where you have Samuel Anyanwu, and all those other people who believe that if you pin down PDP for the APC, maybe APC in return will allow them win their own election to the detriment of survival of the party. So we know those people who are encouraging this thing. So what the elders needs to do is to be decisive at the NEC meeting to deal with these issues. What is people? Okay, you watch them on your TV. Otom, for instance, Wike, for instance, will tell you that they are working for the re-election of the president. And then they are struggling party structure with us. That is all political madness.
It is indeed.